Good evening, everybody. It's the Stitching Panda, and I'm going to continue my talk about the heaven and earth pattern, which I will finally start. I'm not sure if I already, of course, I didn't do due diligence and check how many videos I've brought up on YouTube. Anyway, just in case you're a new viewer and you still don't know, this will be the first ever heaven and earth pattern that I plan on stitching. And I'm crazy enough to have chosen a big ass project. It's 625 stitches by 413. It's huge. It's kind of like the size of a baby blanket in 18 count. If it was in a 14 count, it's the size of a single bed blanket. But anyway, it's a big size. With my speed, based on past projects, I can finish 6 full pages in 6.5 months. So it's like 1 page per month. Using that computation and the fact that this has 65 to 66 pages, I'm guessing I could finish this in 5 to 6 years. Minimum. Not maximum, minimum. So if I concentrate on nothing else but this, I can finish in 6 years. But knowing me and how easily I can get distracted with my other patterns in my stash, if I see somebody else stitching in the Hangouts or on Facebook, something that I already have and that I like, I might get distracted enough that I will put this aside and pick something up and start stitching it. Now, factoring my distraction level and how slow I stitch, and yeah, basically I could say my laziness at times if I'm not in the mood to stitch. I'm guessing my timeline for this to finish is minimum, again, minimum of 6 years to 13 years. Am I ready to continue stitching on one project for 13 years? I guess so. Anyway, in the future home, when we get married and we move into the future home, I've already set aside a piece of wall just for the finished product. So that's my goal. Nothing goes on that wall but this. So I really need to finish this. I want this artwork on our wall. Okay, now, the reason why I'm making this video is not to talk about this project again, but to share with you how I prepare or how I do prep to stitch something this big. Now, if you've seen my stashing and if you've seen the way I fix things in my cubby, I'm a bit OCD. I mean, the rest of my room is blah. I mean, it's piles of junk and stuff, and it's just piled everywhere, except my stash. They are categorized by themes, by size, meaning small, medium, large, or, hardbound covers versus soft covers, by designer. Everything's arranged. Even my threads and my bobbins are arranged in identical white bobbins. Anyway, I'm a bit OCD when it comes to my stash, and I did not approach this project any different. So, I'm going to show you what I'm doing, or what I'll do, to prepare for this project. And the materials that you need, dun 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 dun, the materials that you need to stitch this project are 1. The cross-stitch pattern, which you can buy in Heaven and Earth Designs, or Tilton Crafts, or Pain-Free Crafts, or Pain-Free Patterns by Sarah Payne. Hi, Sarah. Any big ass project that you have, you need the pattern. So that's pattern number 1. Okay, the second thing you need to have is the materials. Of course, you need to have your floss. This particular pattern has 87 colors. So in here, in this box, I have 87 colors and multiples of a single color. Like for example, the black 310 DMC 310, I need 16 skeins of it. And the reason why I know I need 16 skeins is because in the chart from Heaven and Earth, it actually tells you how many skeins you might end up consuming. So I have 16 black ones here. Actually, they're all, where to go? Hmm, they're all in here. The black ones, they come in this box. One dozen. And there's 4 here in this little tin box. So anyway, pattern, floss. Next essential thing that you need to have to stitch this is your fabric. My particular choice of fabric for this project, I've already switched 3 times. The first time I tried it on even weave, meh. The second time I tried it on 24 count Ada. It's good, but I guess I'll go blind in like 2 years. So in order to save my eyes, I switched to 18 count Ada for my sanity and for my eyesight. Okay? So you need your pattern, your floss, your fabric. Of course, you need your needles. Okay? You need needles. I just placed this on my lamp because I have magnets all over my lampshade. See? I have magnets all over my lampshade, and it's easy for me to just stick my needles onto that lamp. So there. What else do you need? You need scissors. Scissors for paper, not floss. I repeat, scissors for paper. Do not use your scissors for your floss. Do not use your floss scissors in cutting paper. Use a craft scissor or a normal everyday scissor for your paper. Floss, paper. Never the twain shall be mixed. Okay? You will ruin the sharpness of your floss scissors if you use it for paper or any other material other than your threads. So you need scissors. What else do you need? You need a tape. I was gonna say tape dispenser, but you don't really need the tape dispenser. You need the clear tape, Scotch tape. Scotch tape or magic tape. Okay? It's for me, I figured out that it's way easier to have a tape dispenser, which was probably why they invented tape dispensers, because it's just it's easy to get tape if it's in a dispenser. And look at what I have. I have a cute little kitty cat. It's a kitty cat dispenser. Anyway, there. What else do you need? For me, this is essential. This is a water-soluble... Oops, I am losing the light. Okay, I need the light. There you go. This is a water-soluble pen. For me, this is essential because I do not grid using thread. I'm gonna go nuts if I have to spend days, hours or days, or even weeks just gridding out my fabric using needle and thread, or fishing line, or sulky thread. The sulky thread is good. I'm just saying. For those of you who like to stitch grid lines with thread, I recommend the brand Sulky, especially the metallic tinsel kind of ones, because even if you stitch over that, you could just pull it out right after and it won't snap. But again, I'm lazy. I do not want to spend so much time gridding the fabric with the thread, when I have this and I could just draw my grid and wash it off afterwards. Now, there are also pink and purple ones. Don't make a mistake of using those. Those are most likely to be air-soluble pens. The blue ones, most likely, you should ask your haberdashery or your store or check what brand you're using. Most likely, if it's this color, it is water-soluble, meaning it'll disappear when it comes in contact with water. But if you use the pink or the purple one, it'll disappear with air, meaning I'm guessing you're only stitching 10 by 10, 100 stitches, and your grid pattern is already starting to fade, if not gone completely. So your gridding, it's just a waste of time if you grid with the pink or purple air soluble ones. It won't stay. This will stay. Will it stay forever for 13 years? I don't think so. But once it starts to fade, you can just reapply again. And the nice thing about this is, if you make a mistake in gridding, all you have to do is get a piece of tissue or, better yet, cotton buds. Yeah, cotton buds. Dip it in water, and you just Lightly touch the tip on your fabric, and this will disappear upon contact with water. Okay, so water soluble pen, because I'm lazy. I don't want to stitch with thread. And of course, you need bobbins. That's for me. You don't have to have bobbins. Some of you use Ziploc bags. Some of you use um, those thingamabobs. Those things, those little sticks that you insert in one of these, and it's all straight. Forgot what they're called. Well, anyway, whatever. For me, in particular, I prefer bobbins. In particular, all the more so in particular, I prefer plastic bobbins, not cardboard ones. I prefer plastic ones because they last longer. Normally, I would get the white DMC plastic bobbins, but the DMC store where I normally buy stuff from didn't have white ones anymore, and the nearest one to white are these pale blue DMC bobbins. You don't have to have it branded. It's just me, because all my other bobbins are white DMC bobbins. So I kind of wanted to have the same thing. Remember, OCD with stash. Okay, so you have your bobbins, and you need to go somewhere where you could either scan and print out, photocopy, or if you call them Xerox, the pages here with the symbols and the thread number. I'm gonna, okay, without showing you everything, I'm gonna do a quick close-up of there. You see that? There's symbols and there's the thread number. Symbols, thread number. For me, photocopy or make a working copy of that particular page or those pages. They're important in your preparation. For me, they're important for my preparation for this project. So photocopy the pages only with the thread numbers and the symbols that are being used in the chart. Now, did I say all of the materials? Yes, I did. Okay. Step number 1, prepare your floss. Okay, you have your bobbins, you have your scissors for paper, and you have your photocopy of the page with the charts and the symbols. I will ask you to do what I did, which is basically to carefully cut one at a time the symbol with its corresponding thread number. So I'm just being far so you can't see me and nobody can blame me about copyright. So basically, I cut out the first symbol here with its corresponding thread number here. And what I did with that, where is that? Ow! Where is that? What I did with that is I cut them to size. I got my clear tape and I got a bobbin and I carefully placed the symbol. For example, this one. Can you see it? See? There's the symbol, there's the numbers on top of the bobbin, and then I taped it with the clear tape so it will never move and it will always stay there. So it's the symbol used in the pattern and the thread number. You could do it this way. So I'm gonna change this after this video. I decided I'll just keep the symbol of the pattern on the front and the thread number in the back. So all I have to do is when they're all organized in a box, I'll just see, okay, I need the symbol of a percent sign or a heart. I'll just go through the box and look for the heart symbol. I don't need to remember what the color is, but if just in case it runs out, I could switch the bobbin and look at the number at the back. So I'll be changing this. Right now, what I did was I placed the symbol and the numbers together. I'm gonna change this after a while. I will put the symbol in the middle of the front and then thread number in the back. Then after that, you basically wind your floss on the bobbin. So this one is 7/38, so I got my 7/38 floss and I wound it, whatever. I put it around the bobbins. So there. And you're gonna have to go through all of this. So a lot of the hangouts in the next few days or mornings will be spent bobbinizing these floss onto bobbins. So that takes care of your bobbins. Once they're all done and placed in bobbins, I am going to put them in a clear case or in another container where they're all arranged nicely by symbol or by thread number. Depends. Whatever's my mood. I have a feeling I will be putting them in order of appearance on the pattern. So that's it. Basically, once you're done, you don't need these anymore. They're scrap paper. You could cut them up for notes or just throw them or use them as linings in hamster cages or whatever um, pet usage you have for recycled paper. So you're done with the photocopied page of the symbols with the thread colors. What's next? Gridding your fabric. Basically, I made sure that I have at least 3 inches of fabric above and on the sides and below. Some people recommend 2 inches. I just go with 3. 1, I don't want to have to worry if I run out of space. And I know I will never run out of space on my fabric because I grid. So what I will do, here I just started it but I haven't finished it so I can show it to you guys. What I will do is I gridded the first part going this way, which is gonna run all the way through your fabric. That's your length or your width. And then I gridded this side for your height. So if, for example, it's 625, there will be 63 dots going this way. So I'll count 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then I will make a plus sign. You see that? Just a plus sign. I'm not creating a line. I'm actually using dots to connect the crosses for the outer border. See there? There's like dot cross. That's where I started. Counted 10. Put another plus sign or a cross. Then counted 10 and then a cross. I will count again at 10 and I put a cross all the way there. So I will basically do the borders first. So the width, finish. So if it's 625, I will count 62 boxes or 63 crosses starting with 1 all the way to 62, and then I'll count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then put a line there. So that's 625 stitches widthwise. Then I have 413 going down. So that's 41 plus signs going down on the border. And then 1, 2, 3 to make it 413. And then what I will do, well, at least what I will do, I don't know about you, but what I will do is I will only grid out 1 page at a time. So if 1 page of a pattern is just equal to 6 by 8, so 60 stitches this way, 80 stitches that way, I'll only grid that. And then when I'm done with that, I start gridding again for page 2. And so on, and so on, and so on. Why am I doing that? Number 1, I don't want to waste a lot of my time, of my life, gridding fabric. I want to grid small, start stitching, then grid again, then stitch, then grid again, as the need arises page per page. Seriously, I mean, who enjoys gridding your fabric for hours or days at a time just so you could say, I gridded my entire fabric? For me, I don't want to do that because number 1, I'm using a water-soluble pen and my timeline is 13 years. So I'm guessing by the 2nd or 3rd year, the water-soluble pen, no matter if it is water-soluble, it will start fading. So I'm going to do it 1 page or even 2 pages at a time. Maybe 2 pages. So there. Basically, I've showed you how I will organize my floss, which I will keep in a separate tin or plastic box for usage. I have my fabric, which I will grid. And last but not the least, the way that I will start this and save my eyesight at the same time. So, yes, I am still 20/20. According to the doctor, I do have slight astigmatism in my eye. But basically, I do have a 20/20 eyesight. I do not need glasses to see. But when it comes to cross stitch, and especially on 16, 18 count, or 32 or 24 count, I bought reading glasses. Just +1, just to make it a bit larger. So I would wear these. Looks good. Nerd alert. Kidding. But in order to save my eyesight, and then so I don't have to use this all the time, I brought my pattern, got page 1 and 2, and had it enlarged to A3 size. This big. The pattern originally is this big. I had it enlarged this big so that I could see the symbols clearly and I could easily do it. Now I am going to do my best to practice parking on this project. I've never parked threads before. I will be copying Caroline's work of how she parked. She had a disclaimer saying she's not an expert, but to me, heck yeah, you're an expert. I like your style. I like the way you did it. You did it column by column, all the way down. Then go to the next one, then all the way down. For me, I'm going to try that. I shall see if I can master the art of parking. And wait, did I pronounce that correctly? Master the art of parking. I don't wanna make a mistake and you guys, what did she say? Did she actually say what she said? Parking, not anything else. I'm gonna master the art of parking. So there. Floss will be ready. Fabric will be gridded. I have my first 2 pages here, which I will actually attach on a magnetic board. And normally I do not mark off symbols, but with something this big, I'm not gonna trust my eye memory. I'm gonna be marking off what I've stitched, and I'll do it 10 by 10. So first 100 stitches, and the second 100 stitches, and so on and so forth. Hey there! Some of you have already told me you're excited to see me start stitching the heaven and earth. I'm excited too, and deadly terrified and scared. Scared, same banana. Yes, I'm actually terrified of starting something this big because I have no idea if I will quit halfway or even quarter way or stop altogether. I'm afraid of that. I don't want to, but I'm afraid of that. Which is probably why I'm so dedicated in finishing this doggone UFO. It's been in my stash for the 4 years that I started stitching. It's my 4-year-old project, the oldest project that was never finished. And I'm determined to finish it, so I could say that I will be able to finish the heaven and earth, no matter how long it takes. Remember, my timeline, it's 13 years. Anyway, that's basically it. I hope I shared something new to you guys. For those of you who have no guts yet to stitch in heaven and earth, come on, grab your... Wait, I was about to say some guy's body part. Grab your guts? Does that mean the same thing? Or build up your courage and join me. Let's all do it. Our life is not that long. Let's make the most of what we have. Let's go stitch. Pick out the pattern you love most, whether it's a big one or a small one. But if you're gonna join me in my heaven and earth process, which will take me 13 years, maybe you wanna pick up something big too, so we could stitch along together. And thank you for watching, and wish me luck. I'm gonna be prepping this. I'll be bobbinating and gridding for the next 2 or 3 days. If I get bored, I'll take a break. I'll stitch on my memorabilia and then go back to prepping. I'll let you know when I do my first stitch. Alright. Anyway, that's about it. It took me 24 minutes. Sorry, it's long again. And now, as I sign off, I will log on to the Google Hangout and say hello to the other floss tubers. Anyway, happy stashing, happy stitching. Just in case you're watching this at the correct time, today is January 20 or 21. Heaven and Earth designs are on 50% off. I'm just saying, you might want to buy some while it's on sale. Sales happen often enough, but it's 50% off now. In case you want to join me in stitching Heaven and Earth, go shop. Bye!